Hello, it's Maria Chung Willoughby here, founder of The Art of Good, where our goal is to master the art of humanity through inclusion and to provide a voice for the marginalized members of society. For those of you that don't know, I am one of those, and I'm hoping to be one of them. So let's talk a little bit about it. So sometimes as a person that's marginalized, you might go through a lot of things, and one of the toughest things to manage is indirect disrespect. You might go somewhere, and like for me, like I said, I'm client zero, but I'm also founder of this nonprofit that I'm trying to keep going and get support for. So a lot of times when I go places to work, it is in a public place, and I'm doing all that I can to maintain my focus. Now, what do you do if people are being, especially people that are in authority, are being indirectly rude? And you want to maintain focus on your work without making their rudeness, the priority of your authority. The first thing that I always do is I try to address it directly if it gets too much, like, excuse me, is there a problem? Is there an odor? Is there something that I need to know about? And if you've gone to them and they're not honest with you, then you kind of have to move on. But the main thing is to stay calm and composed. Take a few deep breaths. I always say you breathe in the flowers. Every day is your birthday. You breathe in the flowers and you blow out the candles, and remind yourself that their behavior is not a reflection of your worth or your work. The second thing is to focus on your work. Try to maintain your concentration on the task at hand. If you have some noise canceling headphones, great. If you can find a nice quiet place off from everyone else, do that. Do whatever you need to do to help you stay focused. It's crucial. Set boundaries, and to me that's the biggest thing, is being a marginalized person. Sometimes we forget to set boundaries because, again, it's the self-worth thing where you're thinking that, hey, this person is viewed to be worth more, so I should be a little lesser in my boundaries. But no, set your boundaries. If the staff's behavior is disrupting your work, politely ask them to refrain from distracting you. Say, excuse me, and I've done this, and without thinking, it comes naturally, but only when it gets to the point where I can't anymore. I'm on a deadline. Is it possible you could keep it down? Is there something that I could help you with? Is something that I'm doing that's causing this to happen? And, the next thing is to avoid taking it personally. As someone, I haven't always been marginalized all my life, so as someone that has been on the other side of things, remember that their behavior might not be a result of anything that you personally are doing. They might just be stressed out about their workload, their life, and you just, as it stands, happen to be the easy target for it. So try not to internalize indirect rudeness. And practice empathy. Come from a place of understanding if you can. If you feel comfortable, try to have a brief, friendly conversation with that staff member. Ask them about their day or their work. And sometimes that can help diffuse the tension and create a more positive atmosphere. But sometimes they just need a whipping person, and you happen to be it. Next thing is to seek support. If the situation comes to a point where it's distracting or stressful, consider talking to an administrator about the issue. They may be able to address the problem or offer alternative solutions, or remove yourself from that situation. Sometimes if you let it go too far, the administrators might get involved and you're kind of left with this basket to hold. And like I said, the final thing, reevaluate your workspace. If the distraction persists, consider finding a different workspace within that place, or just another place altogether. So yeah, it's very nice. Very nice. But anyways, love you with the love of Christ, and I pray that you continue to value yourself. If I can, I'm going to place a link to my meditation artwork that I created a few years back. I haven't created anything recently because we're in need of new technology. So if you have old laptops, tablets, netbooks, phones, any type of devices like that, definitely would appreciate them, would go to great use. I wish you could see some of the work that I've done previously. Unfortunately, my main channel was taken down for bullying. I was bullied and it was taken down. Not that I said anything in response to it, but just that's the power in numbers. And that's why we have to support each other and get together, because the power in numbers can be for the positive, or the power in numbers can be for the negative. Anyways, love you with the love of Christ, and any support is appreciated.